let's get straight to it. There's a phrase almost all of us have whispered to ourselves at some point. I'll start when the time is right. It feels safe, it feels smart, it feels like patience, discipline, maybe even wisdom. But here's the thing. Most of the time, that thought is nothing more than a beautifully disguised trap. It's self-sabotage dressed up in respectable clothing. Think about how it plays out. We sit back and tell ourselves that we're being strategic, waiting for better conditions, for more knowledge, for greater confidence, for the planets to align. We imagine the universe dropping a clear sign into our laps, some kind of glowing arrow pointing us in the right direction. But that day never comes. And in the meantime, life keeps moving forward without us. It's like owning a Ferrari, a piece of machinery built for speed, power, and adventure, and then leaving it locked in the garage because you're waiting for a perfect day with no traffic, no rain, and just the right playlist. You might look at it, admire it, maybe even polish it, but the odometer doesn't move, and the dream of what it could do remains untested. Meanwhile, the longer it sits, the more it deteriorates. And that's exactly what happens when we wait for perfect timing. We preserve the dream, but we rob ourselves of the experience. We get caught in an endless holding pattern, circling the runway but never taking off. The sad irony is, waiting feels deceptively good. It feels like safety. It feels like being prepared. But what it really is stagnation. Now, here's the radical truth. There is no perfect moment waiting for you in the future. The moment isn't out there somewhere, hidden behind a secret door that opens only under the right conditions. The perfect moment is the one you claim. Conscious creators understand this. They don't wait for conditions. They declare them. They recognize that time isn't some tyrant with a stopwatch, but a mirror reflecting the state of being. When you step into readiness, time bends around that choice. So let me ask you, are you still waiting for a sign? Because the only sign you'll ever truly get is this one, the one you're in right now.
Waking doesn't always live at doing nothing. Waking often hides behind actions that appear productive. It is really clever. For example, in business and career, waiting shows up as endless preparation. You take course after course, collect certifications, build notebooks with plans. You never actually launch. In this one, you're being diligent, but it's a disguise. What you're really doing is postponing. In creativity, waiting shows up as perfectionism. You tell yourself you'll write a novel once the idea feels fully formed, or you'll paint the canvas when inspiration suddenly strikes. The problem is, inspiration usually comes once you're already moving. It shows up while your brush is already on the canvas, while your pen is already scribbling words. You get inspired to act, you act your way into inspiration. In relationships, waiting shows up as self-improvement projects that never end. You keep saying, I'll put myself out here once I'm healed more, or once I'm more financially secure, or once I'm a better version of myself. And while growth is wonderful, the truth is that relationships don't happen once you're perfect. They happen while you're in the process, while you're learning to be open, vulnerable, and real. And in personal wellness, waiting shows up as socially acceptable procrastination. I'll start meditating after the holidays, or I'll join the gym once work slows down, or I'll start eating better on Monday. We laugh about it because we recognize it, but it's still just avoidance wrapped up in excuses. All these disguises have one thing in common. They all translate back to the same core belief. I don't believe I can choose now. So why do we choose waiting? It's fear, plain and simple. Fear of failure, yes, because if you start now, then there's a risk of falling flat. But there's also fear of success. Success means change, it means responsibility, it means you can't hide anymore. And for many of us, that feels more terrifying than failure. Waiting also gives the illusion of control. It convinces us that if we just wait until conditions are perfect, we'll be able to glide through life without bumps or struggles. But real life doesn't work that way. Progress is messy, beginnings are awkward, and growth always comes with friction. And perhaps the biggest reason we wait is the comfort of fantasy. As long as the dream lives in the future, it stays perfect in our mind. Your book is flawless, your business is wildly successful, your relationship is endlessly romantic. Because none of it has touched reality yet. But the moment you act, reality gets involved, and reality is beautifully, gloriously messy. It's imperfect by nature, and that is it also happens to be where the magic happens. The radical shift then is understanding that readiness isn't something you feel, it's something you choose. You don't stumble into perfect timing, you declare it. The moment you say, I'm ready now, the universe begins to shift. Circumstances rearrange, coincidences appear, doors open. Not because some cosmic calendar has decided you've earned it, but because you finally aligned your state of being with your desire. So instead of asking, is this the right time? Start asking, what can I create right now with what I already have? That one question takes you out of waiting and places you firmly in creating.
Here's where we need to get practical, because understanding the trap of waiting is one thing, but escaping it requires deliberate shifts. The first shift is reframing the question. Stop asking whether it's the right time. That question assumes the timing is external, that something outside of you decides your moment instead. Ask, what's possible right now? That reframe pulls the power back into your hands. The second shift is embracing small, bold actions. People think declaring readiness means jumping off a cliff, but often it's one page written, one phone call made, one post shared. Small steps are powerful because they anchor your choice into reality. Each one is a message to yourself and to the universe. I am in motion. The third shift is assuming readiness. Tell yourself, because I am alive, I am already ready. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment. Readiness isn't something you earn after accumulating enough knowledge or experience. It's the natural state of being conscious and alive. When you adopt that mindset, your external reality begins reflecting it back. The fourth shift is replacing waiting with choosing. Every time you hear yourself say, I'll wait, stop, reframe it as I choose. I'll wait until I have more money becomes I choose to start now, trusting the resources will appear. I'll wait until I feel more confident becomes I choose to act now and let confidence grow through action. The fifth shift is trusting the mirror. Life reflects who you are being, not what you're waiting for. If you're being someone who waits, you'll see endless reasons to wait. If you're being a creator, opportunities appear everywhere. And there's one more. Use revision. If you feel like you've wasted time, don't wallow in regret. Go back in your imagination and rewrite the past. Picture yourself having already taken bold steps. Feel what that version of you feels. This isn't about changing the past itself, but about changing your relationship with it. And in doing so, you free yourself to step into a new future. Persistence ties all of these together. This isn't a one and done declaration. Readiness isn't something you decide once and never revisit. It's a choice you make again and again until it becomes your natural identity.
Let's expand on that because persistence is the piece that most people underestimate. Declaring readiness isn't dramatic, it isn't cinematic, and it rarely feels glamorous. Most of the time, it looks like ordinary choices repeated constantly. Think about the stories we admire. The author who finally publishes their breakout novel probably spent years writing pages that no one read. The entrepreneur who launches a successful company probably tested multiple small ideas but failed before something clicked. The teacher who inspires generations of students doesn't get there because of one shining moment, but because of hundreds of days showing up with dedication. None of these journeys depends on perfect timing. They depended on persistence. They depended on action. They depended on choosing again and again to create, even when conditions weren't ideal. And here's the liberation truth. The messiness of action is not the problem. It is actually the path. Waiting drains your energy, dulls your inspiration, and keeps you stuck in fantasy. Action may be imperfect, but it's alive. It brings clarity, it brings momentum, and it opens doors that would never have appeared otherwise. So the question is no longer whether you're ready, but whether you're willing. Are you willing to stop waiting for permission? Are you willing to step into the imperfection of reality and let it shape you? Are you willing to trust that the green light isn't coming from outside, but from within you? Because the truth is, you are the only sign you'll ever get. The universe doesn't hand out permission slips. Life doesn't give guarantees. The only timing that matters is the timing that you declare.
And that's where I want to leave us today. Stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for perfection. Stop waiting for a future version of yourself to finally appear. Declare readiness now. Step into the role of conscious creator now. The green light you've been hoping for has always been inside of you. If this conversation has resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we post. Until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.
I'm a quiet